slides me over a Pendleton, and we just sat there, and in about 30 minutes, we had a record agreement. So a couple years ago, Jeff Chadwick gave me a call and said, "Hey man, we want to use you as an endorsee. There's only a couple of us that are, that are rodeo clowns or barrel men that are, endorsed by Wrangler." And it's finally some money, and it was so awesome to get that call because that's my first monetary sponsor. So I was here, and we were getting ready to come to Dallas before they moved the NFR because of COVID, and I'll never forget it. Kathy Ann Tregay from Wrangler calls me and said, "Robbie, we know you like to play guitar and stuff, being a barrel man, because, I'm kind of famous for them old after parties. I think you've been to a couple of them." They're pretty good. And that's a whole nother story. That's going to be the after I die story that you're going to be able to play. But we have some pretty good parties, and we've got some pretty good royalty in here, as you know. So she asked me, she said, the Justin Crisis, the Ladies Luncheon Justin Crisis Fund is going to be at Billy Bob's this year, and we want you to represent Wrangler. And I'm like, how? And she's like, "I want you to play a song," because, see, actually Charlie Daniels, Dale Earnhardt, Nolan Ryan, they were on the board of trustees for Justin Crisis Fund. So they were some of the original members of that, and they got to decide, and Justin is such a great organization to help so many cowboys, I was like, "Sure, I'll be honored to do it, but do you want me to play a guitar?" I said, "All I've ever done is play out here by the the trailer and at the after parties and stuff." She said, "Oh, absolutely, you'll be fine." I was like, "I can't do that. Are you out of your mind?" She's like, "No, you've got to." So I did. So she said, "Tracy Hedeman will be calling you." She was in charge of it. Well, it rocked on there about, 3-4 weeks, maybe a month. Didn't hear anything. I thought, well, thank God, they've got plenty of artists coming, because they were actually, Cody Johnson couldn't make it schedule. He was going to do it. And I was like, it's going to be like a guitar pool of about 6 of us, and we're going to play. And I'm like, I got to get up there with Cody Johnson. What are we talking about? Are you out of your mind? So anyway, she says, "No, you'll be fine doing it. We've heard you play and sing." And so she said, "Tracy will be calling." Well, it rolled on there, and I thought, well, they forgot about me, thank goodness. Bring! "Hey, this is Tracy Hedeman, Robbie. I wanted to talk to you about the thing. There's going to be a guy call you here in a couple days. He's my music coordinator for this thing. We're honored to have you." And I'm like, oh, crap. So she says, he'll be calling. His name's Tommy Snyder. And Tommy actually was on Charlie Daniels' record label, and he wrote a couple songs. Has a Grammy nomination with one that he wrote with Charlie Daniels, and he's also on the second, I guess it'd be the remake of all the Charlie Daniels stuff, what we called it, Bo Weevil. He was the backup singer in Devil Went Down to Georgia. And so he says, "Hey Robbie, this is Tommy Snyder. I just wanted to visit with you a minute. I hear you're a rodeo clown. Which one of these songs are you going to play?" And I guess he assumed I was going to play, Long-Haired Country Boy or In America, just the standards. And I said, "Well, Tom," I said, "I think I want to play my favorite one of his. It's called Trudy." And there was this pause on the phone. He said, "You're going to play Trudy?" And I said, "Heck yeah." And he says, "You care if I play it with you?" I'm like, "Heck no, I don't care if you play it with me. I'll be glad for you to." And I'm so nervous then. He says, "I tell you what to do." He owns 2 bars down here in the stockyards, and he said, "Meet me. We'll have lunch and a couple, beers, and we'll work the song up together, and I'm going to play it, capo down, a third low." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, I knew that. "Sure, I think that'll be significant," And I'm like, oh my gosh. So first thing I do, I call my girl. I'm like, oh my gosh, So I go in there and I meet him, and he's a little cool looking, guitar picking looking dude, So I get in there and slides me over a Pendleton, and we just sat there, and in about 30 minutes, we had a record agreement. I played the song and he liked it. And he says, "You know what, I want to do some stuff with you." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "I've got this idea and I want you to help me write this song." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "I was at a rodeo the other day and they introduced a guy as the Coors Can Barrel Man." So Tommy and I sat down and wrote this song, and this was from the second day of December to it released June 2nd. I mean, we put a video out and everything with this song, and it has been amazing. But I go up there, so I go back over to the show, And I get on the stage, and it's me, it's, several Texas musicians. Cody, thank goodness and not thank goodness, Cody didn't show up because he had other prior obligation. He had to go fly somewhere and do a show and sell out the Astrodome. Sure, and I'm like, thank God. So Tommy says, I'm going to play it with you up there. So we get up there, and he's just relaxed. So he played his song, a song called The Fiddle Gently Cries, which is a song about Charlie Daniels that Charlie had actually started writing about Stevie Ray Vaughan. And it was called When the Guitar Gently Cries. And so Tommy actually got COVID and couldn't go to the funeral of Charlie Daniels. So he sings this song. Well, it's my turn to get up there. And I'm playing this song, and I'm like, call up Trudy on telephone, and I'm getting after it, And all of a sudden, I turn around, and Carolyn Corlew, who has been Charlie Daniels' backup singer for 37 years, is standing behind me, singing, call up Trudy on! And it was amazing. I was like, my gosh. So for 3.5 minutes, I was a flipping rock star, and it was the coolest thing, and it has completely changed my life. So we wrote Coors Can Barrel Man, and we've released it now, and it's out, and the response from it's been incredible because, like all my barrel clam, there's not a song. When's the last one? Bandy the Rodeo Clown. They, of course, some guys did one about she ran away with the rodeo clown, or, and some of that. But to be one from that perspective was incredible, and I've got a bunch more stuff coming out now, and I'm inspired. I'm trying to find a way to get out of this dang barrel, if you want to know the truth, because I'm tired of getting my head beat in. I'm one of the older guys now, and it's I'm just kind of getting tired of getting beat up, and I'm trying to bring some new guys along.